It has been a month since John Cena turned heel, or if you go by his own words,
I am not a heel. I'm a human being.
just revealed his true self. And it is safe to say that this turn has been a failure.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, you failed. After Cena kicked Cody and bloodied him with his WWE title, many on social media were ecstatic. It was something that many fans had hoped would happen for many years, with some even saying it was the best heel turn ever. I disagree with this, but nevertheless, it did add some spice to a feud that seemed destined to just be two babyfaces filling up 7 weeks by telling each other how much they respect each other. However, the problem started with the explanation for the turn. It took 2 weeks before we found out why John Cena had done what he had done. This was way too long. The explanation should have come the Monday after the Elimination Chamber, keeping the momentum going from the PLE. Then when we finally got the reasoning behind his turn, it was kind of pathetic. There was John Cena, one of the biggest stars ever, standing in a WWE ring complaining and whining about how the fans treated him. He sounded more like a mopey teenager or Arthur Fleck
You're awful. You're awful people.
than a 47-year-old man who is main eventing WrestleMania. The next week, after the explanation, Cena laid out his master plan like he was a villain in a Bond movie. He was going to win the title at WrestleMania and retire with it to screw all the awful WWE fans. Couple problems with this. It's been done before. Perhaps you've heard of CM Punk's pipe bomb promo. Cena should remember it. He was laying in the ring as it went off. The situation was similar. Instead of the fans, Punk had a problem with WWE and Vince McMahon. His contract was up the night of the pay-per-view, so he said he was going to win the WWE title and leave with it. He did just that, but within a week WWE crowned a new WWE champion, Rey Mysterio, who quickly lost the title back to John Cena. I know it's been almost 14 years, but it seems like Cena should remember all this. So Cena could go ahead and retire with the belt as is his plan. But just like Punk said in his promo, you're just another spoke on the wheel. Besides his plan just not making sense, the other problem I have with this is he talks as if the WWE title is the only world title in the company, the only title that matters. It seems to me that this should upset the world heavyweight champion Gunther, especially since Cena is making this assertion on the World Champs show. Another problem with Cena's turn is his lack of focus. He's talked very little, if at all, about Cody Rhodes during his 2 promos. Everything has been about the fans and how he is going to punish them. And this lack of focus is hurting the feud. Cena isn't going to walk into the ring in Las Vegas and fight the WWE Universe. He is going to be fighting Cody Rhodes, and his promos need to start reflecting that. At first, I thought not changing his look was interesting, and his reasons for not changing it made sense from his point of view. However, after sitting with it for a couple of weeks, I think it is idiotic. I don't know if it was done just to stick it to those dumb wrestling marks, or as some have suggested, because he will be turning again later this year. But it just isn't working, and that is because while those are both possible reasons, neither of those reasons are to tell a good story or make good TV. Imagine if instead of going with black and white, the NWO had stayed with Hogan's red and yellow. Do you think they would have sold as many of those shirts as they did? Probably not. And that is just one of the reasons why Cena's turn isn't even close to Hogan's. But that's a different discussion. It goes beyond the superficial. The hat, the t-shirt, the jorts all staying the same. Everything about Cena that people have disliked for the past 20 plus years is still the same. Starting with the entitlement scene with him just being entered into the Elimination Chamber and the same boring, overly serious, whiny promos. The only difference is that he's stopped being a politician and smiling while he does these things. He's not out there kissing babies anymore. Instead, he's putting little kids on blast.
Everybody, including that one kid right there.
One thing has changed, and that is Cena's behavior, but not for the better. Old Cena always seemed ready to fight. New Cena, not so much. And it would be working if he played it up more like a heel. Like he's not going to give the fans what they want. But instead it has just come across like he has no problem being bitched out by Cody Rhodes. And what makes it even worse is that it doesn't fit with what we saw at Elimination Chamber. Yeah, that was a sneak attack that started off with a low blow, but that was after being in a chamber match for 40 minutes. You're telling me a fresh Cena can't take on Cody Rhodes, or at the very least not seem afraid of him? Come on. One of the biggest problems currently with Cena's turn The elephant in the room, if you will, is where has The Rock been? I've seen it reported places that The Rock will not be a part of this WrestleMania, so why involve him in Cena's turn? Beyond the fact that Cena already does movies, TV, and other things outside the WWE, given his reasoning and his plan, Cena didn't need The Rock there. He could have just turned on Cody for coming out and hogging his spotlight after winning the chamber match, being pushed over the edge by how much the fans love Cody. Even though one could argue, he is very much the modern-day Cena. Hell, even just a chance encounter between John Cena and Karrion Kross backstage would have been preferable to the two awful promos and garbage we got with Travis Scott at Elimination Chamber, if The Rock is not going to be involved in the storyline anymore. The nonsensical reasoning, the dumb master plan, lack of focus, all the attributes that made people boo Cena before, now being amplified along with him being a coward and no Rock.
That is why you fail.
Something exciting needs to happen to help resuscitate Cena's turn. For example, Cena being confronted by R-Truth and attacking him like he did Cody. Or any number of different things besides him just bitching and whining for 20 minutes at the beginning of Raw. Monday there is going to be a face-to-face between Cody and Cena. I don't know what is going to happen, but hopefully something exciting will come out of that. I know there are people who will say we should just enjoy the ride. But right now we are driving out in the middle of nowhere, and it is getting really, really boring.
Several days later.
I tried to get this video done before the third face-to-face, but that didn't happen. So was it better? Did something exciting happen? Sort of. Finally, Cena was focused on his WrestleMania opponent Cody Rhodes instead of the fans. Both guys showed a lot of passion in their back and forth, so it was better than what we have been getting. However, most of what John Cena said was still nonsensical, especially the part where apparently now his heel turn was not only just about the fans, but because Cody is mediocre and shouldn't be holding a title that Cena made so great. It just doesn't make sense, not only because it seems to have come out of nowhere, but wasn't Cena one of the people who helped Cody become champion just last year? What? Did Cody just all of a sudden become mediocre this past year? We still have 2 weeks until WrestleMania, so who knows? Maybe we will get 2 more reasons for Cena turning heel that don't make sense. So what do you think? Do you agree with me, or have you enjoyed Cena's turn? Do you think that it will get better in the next couple of weeks? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.